Okay, I'm going to call to order this work session for February 16th, 2022. First item, Mr. Crone, regarding the architect proposal for 302 South Walnut. Good morning again.
Good morning. Yes, the addition of a second ADA compliant bathroom and the need for a ballot room and some other construction that we have at that location warrants that we have a design plan put together so that we can submit for building permits to the construction crews themselves and to the state for the construction design release that we're possibly going to need to allow for that addition of that second bathroom. So I'm asking for approval of Michael Shambly's proposal to provide those services for $3,750. We can move forward with the process.
Great. Comments, questions? Commissioner Githens?
No, again, I'm just really pleased that this facility is going to be available for early voting.
Commissioner Jones?
Yeah, I agree with Commissioner Githens. And once again, thank you for moving so quickly.
Yeah, definitely. I'm wondering if we should alter the amount because it does say plus any fees. So I'm wondering if this amount should be not to exceed $4,000 or something, maybe? I don't know.
Recommend 5.
5? Okay, because I don't know what a coding consultant costs. Okay, not to exceed 5,000. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's absolutely important to get this part done, but given the very short timeline that the election board has put us on with this remodel, I'm hopeful we can find contractors. I think that's going to be the next big thing. But getting this done has to be done no matter what. So I think it's important to move forward. I'm going to make a motion that we approve the Michael Shambly architect contract proposal for 302 South Walnut for an amount not to exceed $5,000.
I'll second.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. Any public comment on this item? Okay. Seeing none, and we can bring this back for ratification next week. Mr. Cockle, will you please call the roll on this contract?
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
Commissioner Githens.
Yes.
Commissioner Jones.
Yes.
Motion is approved, 3-0.
Great.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. All right. Next we have a discussion with our treasurer, McClellan, regarding L&D Mail Masters Agreement for printing and mailing the 2022 property taxes. And there you are, Treasurer McClellan.
Hi, Commissioners. Good morning. I'm coming to the work session with this first because because the tax bills aren't even ready to be printed yet, but I need to prepay postage today. And so I'm bringing this to you now for approval. And it's just going to be postage that gets paid, and then I'll bring it next week for ratification. And the tax bills won't be printed until later in March. So the amount the total amount of the contract is the postage estimate plus the printing estimate, and then I bumped it up about $850. And based on what we paid last year in postage, I mean, it should cover it. But postage is, postage. It's really hard to estimate that. So we always have to pay a little bit more after the fact.
Yeah. So you think this is a good not to exceed amount that you have here, the 37,000? Okay.
Oh, I should have 38,000 on there. Does it say 38?
Okay.
No, it says $37,146.
Oh, nope, I see it. Yes, you do have it on the amount below. Okay. Under fund name, fund number amount.
Oh, the total.
Not to exceed 38,000. Okay, perfect. Okay.
All right.
Great. All right. Other comments, questions, Commissioner Githens?
No, I'm glad you're being proactive about this.
Thanks.
Commissioner Jones?
I don't.
Yeah, and I don't either. I appreciate this. I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we approve the contract with L&D Mail Masters for an amount not to exceed $38,000.
Second,
We have a motion and a second. See if there's any, and this will come back for ratification next week. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. All right, seeing none, Mr. Cockrell, will you please call the roll on the contract with L&D Mail Masters?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Githens,
yes.
Commissioner Jones.
Yes.
Motion is approved, 3-0.
Great. Thank you so much for bringing this to us. All right. I believe Ms. Sensenstein has, from Employee Services, has an item relating to proposed revisions to the Personnel Policy Handbook. Is that true? Yes?
Yes, I'm bringing the Personnel Policy Handbook to you. I believe the last update to that was at the end of 2020. And since then, the legal department has worked on some areas that needed some updated language. And so wanted to bring that to you for review. And it has been sent out to the prosecutor and the judges for their review as well. So if you have any questions, I believe that Angie, Jeff, and I can handle those.
I will say, so we received this via email, and obviously it would be in our packet next week for formal review and approval, but I appreciate that we got a red line copy. That really helps a lot, and that it was nice to have that list of changes as well and to follow through. It was really, really well done. Appreciate the meticulous attention to detail. Other comments or questions, Commissioner Githens?
No, I just need to go back through it.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
Yeah, so I'm going to be, I gave it one read through, but I definitely want to sit down with it and look at it again, but I don't have any questions at this point.
Okay. Yeah, some of those things are just some changes like to my title or employee services, and then some are a little bit more in depth about some policy changes. Yeah, so I believe that if I hear back from the prosecutor and Judge Dekoff, then I would put it on the meeting for next week for approval.
Okay, great. So once you hear from them, then you'll bring it back to us?
Yes, correct.
And did the, is the Personnel Policy Committee still meeting? Did they take a look at this?
No,
Yeah, go ahead, Angie.
no, this was, this has been an ongoing kind of amendment to the personnel policy.
Mhm.
And we have been running these proposed changes through the different heads that actually weigh in. And so it has not gone to the whole personnel policy group at this point in time. I don't know that we anticipate any problems from the other departments if their leadership is in agreement. So
Yeah, I can see that, and these really look like legal changes and creating some clarity around different kinds of absences and things. So
Yes.
yeah, it's not a monumental change to any policy. Okay, great. All right. Anything else from my colleagues on this one? Right. Thank you for bringing it. Appreciate
Thanks.
it.
Good to see you all.
Good seeing you. Let's see if there's any other departments that have an update or any information for us. Just raise your hand on the Zoom screen if you do. All right. seeing none, it looks like our business is done and we are adjourned. Be well, everyone.